Well, I just added that coolant anti-protection stuff in here, but man, this thing's, I don't know if you can see it, but when I start it up, it smokes, because there's, probably needs valve guide seals, but I'm going to add some, hey man, I don't play games with buying all kinds of new shit. I'm just going to throw some fan belts on here, keep the old hoses, not even, and what I'm going to be doing to this thing is going to be adding HHO, but right now, I got my new two Cooper snow tires on the back, and one of them has like a kind of a slow leak around the rim, even though I don't know what the deal is. It's these damn aluminum rims, even though they're cleaned. I'm going to add some, what do you call it, stop leak to it, fix it flat, which you're not supposed to do, but you know what? Shit works. Believe me, it works. Tell me what you're not supposed to do, and tell me, and I'll tell you what actually works. It does work, even though they say it's temporary. It freaking lasts for years. I got that shit in both front tires. That crap, those tires are no problem. They've been on there for 10 years. And since these tires are losing a little bit of air, they always were losing air, I cleaned the rims off really good. I actually used some bead sealer on it. And this one, well, this has already been over a week, and you can see it's still showing the green. But if you turn around on this one, you know, this one doesn't even leak as bad, and you can see the tire's not low visibly, but it's got some low pressure, and it's probably like 23 pounds. It's probably it's been over a month and a half. It's not really that bad, but the front tires aren't like that because I put the fix-a-flat in them, and I'm saying to myself, dude, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to put the fix-a-flat in it. And just if you're curious about any updates I was doing on the rust down here, I didn't do shit down here on this door yet. What I did was I ordered some 18 gauge steel, because this 16 gauge, first I was testing this rust protection before I stuck it in. I said, this is bullshit. But this 16 gauge is too thick to work with. Now, you know, that's why people work with 18 or 20 gauge. And I should have done that in the first place. I'd have been done with it a long time ago. But it'll give me, you know, just easy to do the rest of it. When I do it, when I actually get going on it, I get going on it fast, but I got a million projects going on. So I'm going to jack this thing up, but before I do, I'm going to let some air out of these tires and not get them down to the rim. But this way, I'm going to put this shit in it, and they'll tell you, oh, you don't put this on here, and oh, yeah. I had this crap in these tires for years, man. I've had this car for freaking 25 years almost. I've owned this car almost 25 years, and that's what I've been doing the whole damn time. I've been running fix-a-flat in the damn tires because it seemed like these stupid rims leak, and I thought, well, if I cleaned them up really good and I put bead sealant on them, they wouldn't leak, and they still freaking leak. But with this, no problem. So that's what we're going to do. And now I'm going to jack this car up after I let the air down on it, and then we're going to run it with the wheels up in the air, because I'm not going to pull it out because I got that thing in the way. I'm not going to bother driving around. Okay, so I lowered the air pressure, and I got the tire down, not where it's like the rim's hurting the tire or anything, but you got more air out of it that way versus trying to let air out of it when the car's lifted up. And that car does freaking run fine. I just don't feel like driving this around right now. I got to jack it up anyway, so I'm going to do this and check some other things on it too besides do this. So let's get this thing up in the air. We got these big jack stands and that thing. Well, I had a couple cans of Fix-A-Flat here. Actually, I used this bead sealant. Now, these rims were always a pain in the ass for freaking leaking, and I cleaned them up really perfect. I used bead sealant, and even the other one isn't so damn bad, but this one, like, it doesn't get flat after a couple weeks, but after 2 or 3 weeks, it's below, I'd say it's around 25 pounds from 32. I don't like that. That's screwed up. So we're going to put this shit in it. Get that down on the bottom, do the other side, and I'll start it up and just, you know, roll the tire. Oh, I got to jack this thing up anyway because I got to start, you know, doing the rest of the freaking rust and stuff. So, you know, I feel like moving the car. I'll do it this way. I got to jack it up anyway. Well, there you go. There's the wonderful stuff going in there. And like I said, I'll get the other side, start the car up. I already warmed the car up, so it'll start right away. So, like I said, man, wrong, but it's right. Yeah, one thing I don't like about this stuff is it gets glue down around the valve, so little carb cleaner, man, you know, wipe that shit off. Because who the hell knows, the valve might freaking be screwed up then, man. You don't want to know that problem anywhere. I'm gonna let that sit for about 20 minutes and let it freaking idle and do its thing. So that should be sealed, because the front ones are sealed, and just as a precaution, put a chocks in the front. I mean, it ain't coming off those big stands at that freaking, you know, no way in hell. But it does work, man, because yeah, see this? I think that's the same air in there for a few months. That tire's been on there forever, man. It's the fix-it-flat that freaking makes it work. So I think the next project I might be doing on this next month, I'll be screwing around with the rust forever here and there, but just popping some videos, is I think I'm gonna put the 21 plate HHO up in here. Probably the unit's going to go down there on a radiator support. The reservoir will be up here with the bubbler going up there. The only thing I'm going to do to the engine is change a couple fan belts, which I have up there. I've just been tinkering around. I was using my kerosene heater yesterday with the diesel fuel. Now it's warm. Waiting on a wick for the other one over here. Got a hodgepodge update here. And just to show you something for the hell of it, I don't know, I like doing this shit. I clean the hell out of that flame spreader. Use vinegar on it, wire brush. It's like brand new. I mean, like out of the factory brand new. So I realize maintenance is everything. I've always been a person that maintains the shit out of everything. I don't like changing parts. Probably hear that brake rubbing just a hair, just a tiny. Well, they're adjusted nice and tight, but this old bitch runs pretty good, man. So anyway, that should be a wrap, and this way, you know, I can let the car sit without putting air in the tires, and not have to worry about a freaking flat or something. This one, that was the one I was like, I think if it was left about 2 months, it might be on a rim. See, in 2.5 weeks or so, it gets down kind of low. But simple stuff, man. Simple stuff. You get by cheap. Don't ever let them tell you. Like, I already cleaned the rims. I already freaking did all this shit. I got new tires on there, and even use that bead sealant. I don't know, maybe the bead sealant is what makes it leak. I don't know, but I've never had a problem with that bead sealant shit ever. That's like an extra insurance. I don't know, maybe these stupid rims are too wide for the tires or something. I don't know. But I know this crap always worked for me, so. And get going on the rest of this shit. God, it's like you do one thing and you get sidetracked and you do something else. But I'm always doing something, so. You know, no moss grows under these feet. So anyway, and like I like doing this stuff more than the crap that's in the office. You know, where the ass wipes are. Don't have any respect for them, so. I realize, you know, when I'm talking about silver and survival and all that kind of crap, I realize you got to know shit like this first, you know. You can't be messing around with, you know, paper only goes so far. Like, I can't see how paper is going to fix this car unless you're talking about something inside the instrumentation or something for a background on a gauge or something. That's about it. So, anyway, just the real stuff versus the fake and the phony. And, you know, better off investing in things like 3-ton jack, big jack stands, and tools and equipment. Like, actually, I don't put stuff like this in videos. I'll just throw it in this video. But, like, for instance, I got some SAE impact sockets, 1/2-inch drive, 6-pointers. And I decided to put them in this thing. But, you know, they're in there with some other tools I have. But, you know, what I did was, you know, just so I know where they're at, what I did was I chemically cleaned this. I used the rust-killing primer and all that kind of crap on there after I sanded it. Put a nice coat of enamel. Then I wrote on it with magic marker. Then over the magic marker, I used like Scotch heavy duty packing tape, so this can't rub off. It's like plastic. I don't know if you noticed that. So you can't even scratch the letters off of this. So I always know that my SAE impact sockets are always in there. I stay organized. As a matter of fact, every time I pull cars apart, I put things in plastic bags. And so there's always something I'm doing, always something, and that's important. Instead of sitting on your ass doing nothing, even if it's little shit, because this little attention to detail, this saves you time being organized, big time. It does. It's the same way, like in an office. Some people write things on things. I tend to print out stuff, put stuff like that, with impact, high impact letters, print it out, put it, plastic over it and stuff like that, so it jumps out at you. So you go in your tools and look for shit, find stuff. It's important. Stay organized. And maintenance, the nitpicky little maintenance, a lot of people think it's bullshit. Oh, replace this. Hey, you know what? You're not a mechanic. If a true mechanic, if you don't understand how to fix things on a cheap or extend the life of things without paying a lot of money, that's the true mechanic. And I'm going to tell you something else on the end of this thing. This kind of car here, this older car, this thing's going to be worth more than gold, because already reading about, I know about Google cars, but freaking Ford is getting together with Google. They're talking about cars are going to be more software than mechanical stuff. They're going to be freaking disposable and unaffordable and impossible to fix by independent mechanics. They're going to control every aspect of your life. You're not going to have any freaking freedom. And so, like, when I'm telling you this little bullshit update like this, you want to keep this old stuff going. You want to keep after that rust. You don't want to, say, oh, it's some old shit and let's get something new. You don't want to do that. It's a matter of principle. And the other thing is, if you got money, you drive a car like that, nobody knows you got money. That's another thing. I've seen a guy I've seen people do this, and I've learned from that. Guy who had amongst of his businesses, I'm just talking on here for a while, he had the first Toyota dealership in the state of Central Florida. Not the state of Florida, but Central Florida. And he used to drive around in a Toyota Camry with like 170,000 miles on it. It was in good shape, but it was old. And nobody knew he had loads and loads of money. Because that's how you want to play it. That's another reason to have an old car too. Not saying anything about myself now, okay? But that's another reason to have an old car too. Yeah, no, you can see that's posi traction. Both wheels spinning. If that was an open end, you'd only see one. I mean, maybe you'd see one spinning faster than the other. That's a posi. The damn thing, them Cooper snow tires will handle some mud and snow pretty damn good.